the reason why I mentioned my mom in the first place is because like, so so my whole life, it's been, you're so funny. I would like, we'd be at my uncle's house and I would get up and do 10 minutes. Like for whatever reason, I would just, and like everybody would be laughing and they'd still talk about it. And my mom would be like, you should write a book. You could be funny. You could be Raven-Symone. Now I hate Raven-Symone. But like, she'd be like, you can do that, goddamn it. We could be millionaires.
We can be,
it's always we.
It's all about
I ain't up here telling y'all no lies at all. These ain't even jokes. but it was always you could do, and I don't know that I believe that I was talented. And even if I did believe I was talented, my mom is really, really talented. Yeah. But my mom sang in the subway for all of my life. And we slept once we left my aunt's house, we had a studio apartment, her, my brother and I, and we slept on a bunk bed, the three of us, for 5 years. Wow. And so I learned that talent might be talent, but talent doesn't pay the bills. Talent is not comfortable. Talent is not something I felt like I could afford to chase, right? Wow. Follow me.
Yes.
So I grew up wanting to be, I was fine with being the funniest person at my office. Right. Like I wanted to be a psychologist so I could make money, so I could do something interesting and make a life and have a door to close, because those 5 years on that bunk bed with my mom and my brother in one room really, really, really shaped me more than anything. Right. I just wanted to have a home and a door to close between me and the rest of the world. Right. So finally, we're in a bigger apartment, whatever, and I'm going to college. I'm doing phone sex. I'm just trying to build to my life. I'm just trying to get to my life. At some point in college, my mom tells me, hey, some director walked up on me in the subway and said, I want you to audition for my movie. The director was Susan Batson. The movie...
Susan Batson?
Susan Batson.
Black Nexus, acting teacher. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Susan Batson wanted her to audition for this movie, but she didn't want to audition. She didn't want to do it. And I was like, why? I'm 19. I was like, why would you not audition for this movie? And she said, well, it's based on a book. And in the book, she wants me to audition for the...
I read Push by Sapphire. I read that book.
So she said she wants me to audition for the mother, and the mother's abusive to her daughter. And I don't want... My mom was a teacher again for my mom was a teacher for 20 years. She said, I don't want anyone to think that this is who I am. And I'm like, well, you're an actor. Like, if you'd be an actor. And she's like, well, read the book so you can understand why I don't want to do it. I read the book. We were in a fight about it. And I was like, I get it, but you should still do this. Like, what's the point of you singing in the subway if it's not to get someplace that gets you out of the subway? That's the point, right? And she said, no, I'm not going to do it. I just feel like, maybe Monique should do it. 5 years later, now I'm 24. I'm doing phone sex. She doesn't know. I'm still living, in essentially her apartment, but she and I are splitting the rent. And someone I had done some theater. I did some theater at a school that I didn't even go to. My best friend went there and I was just hanging out, just chilling. I was just chilling. I'd just be chilling sometimes. I'd be chilling. And you just be chilling.
Hey, you want to do a play?
I'd be like, all right, whatever. Yeah. I got time. So a friend that I had done some plays with called me and said, hey, this movie is coming to audition and they're looking for girls like you.
Gotcha.
Fat black girls. So, and I was like, oh, I'm one of them. And I was like, but I literally just got into school. I literally had finally gotten, to the age where I can use my own tax return. I can get back into college with financial aid. It was literally week 1, my first week back in school.
Wow.
And I get called for some audition that didn't make any sense. I wasn't an actor. And I was like, maybe. And so I called my mom, who happened to be she was out of town singing someplace. And I said, hey, is that book still in the house? Because it was for the same thing. And it was a different director this time. Yeah. It was Lee Daniels. And who I didn't know. And she said, yeah, the book is go find it. And I reread the book. I didn't reread the book. I read one page. I read the first page. And then I went, I left. I had a class. It was my first day of this class. And the audition was uptown in the Bronx at Lehman College.
Damn.
And the audition was downtown on like the Lower East Side or something in Soho. That's where it was.
Ride,
in Soho.
baby.
And so I leave my house on 135th and I don't know where I'm going. I'm planning to go to school. I'm planning to go to school. You know what I mean? I'm planning to go to
City College? Were you
No, I
135th?
wasn't at City College at the time. I failed out of City College. At this time, I was at Mercy College.
Okay.
Which was
That's a good college to go to after you failed. Mercy.
Well,
College.
it was across the street from the phone sexery. And so it was local. I was like, oh, I can go to. I was really. It was on. It was turned on. I was really thinking. You know, I was really in that.
It was right there.
It was right across the street. So I was gonna go to school, but the school was on the downtown side of the street, right?
Yeah.
On the downtown side of the street, there is a movie filming. American Gangster is filming.
Denzel Washington, yeah.
Yes. Now, I've never been on a movie set. I don't know how it works. I try to walk through because this is where my subway's at. And I try to walk through, and this guy in this like brown leather, I can see him so clearly. Black guy, afro, because he was, you know, a background actor or something.
Yeah.
And smiled, and he said, hey, sis, do you mind just crossing the street because we're filming here? And I said, cross the street? And like to this day, if there's something shooting in my neighborhood, I'd be like, go home, Hollywood. I'm just like that. And so, but he was like, yeah, if you could just, because he was so nice, I said, okay. And I had to cross to the uptown side. Yeah. Because I was there, I went up to that audition. And within an hour of doing that audition, I got a call for the callback. No. The callback was the next day.
So had he not told you to go, you would have been going off.
I'd be the funniest person in somebody's office right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
And so then the next day, my mom did come home, and they gave me the longer script. They gave me a longer script to audition with. Yeah. And it's a scene where she tells her class that she is HIV, and she screams, like she cries and blah, blah, I'm tired, Miss Rain, I'm tired. Yeah. And so I learn it. And then right before I left out, I said, hey Mom, can you just watch this real quick? Watch me do this? And she's like, okay. And I did the scene for her and she started crying. And I was like, okay. And I went down there and I did the audition, and within half an hour of leaving, I got a call to meet the director the next day. Lee Daniels. Wow. I went and I was like, they gave me the whole script in. I was like, do I memorize this whole script? What the fuck? You know, I don't know. I was ready though. I was like, whatever they gonna want. You know, and I went into his office and he just talked to me for like half an hour or something, and then he said, I want you to be in my movie. And I was like, to hold lights or like, what would you like? And he said, no, I want you to be Precious. And it was like, boom. Crazy. And then that night he drove me home and he said,
before you go to the drive, what went through your mind? What was the emotions when he says you are the main character? Yeah. Like, what was that like?
You know, there's a lot of things that I just sort of let go around me, let happen around me so that I don't freak out in the moment. And so because like, I kind of think, even the day before at the callback, after I'd done the scene, the casting director, Billy Hopkins, said...
Billy Hopkins?
Yeah. Billy Hopkins.
I've known Billy Hopkins forever.
And Lee
Billy's
were
like
together
this.
for a long time.
Godfrey, how are you? Billy is one of the biggest.
Billy's so good. Little short legs like Godfrey. I love you. I think you're gonna do really well in this audition.
Oh, Billy Hopkins is like
Billy's great.
The juice,
He's so
man.
great. And he and
deal.
Lee have children together, and so they were partners for a long time. And so he cast a lot of his movies.
For a long time, yeah.
And so right before, I think I had done like one scene, and I was about to do it. I don't know what it was, but he said, "God, you're so calm." And I said, "I don't believe you." He said, "You're so good, and you're not nervous at all, you're so calm." And I said, "It's because I don't believe you." What am I freaking out about? Like, you're a liar. You think I'm talented? You think I'm worth something more than sucking over the phone?
Wow.
You know?
So your internal belief of maybe how you were feeling in that moment gave you a sense of calm that attracted them.
Yeah. It's funny how that works.
Why didn't you believe when they were telling me? Because obviously we know now that the world will see how talented you are. Why didn't you believe it in that moment?
You know, when you grow up a girl who is fat and black and everybody else around you is Dominican and Puerto Rican, and you are othered, I was othered in a lot of ways. I was othered against other black people.
Oh my goodness.
And when I was in Senegal, I was othered because I was too American. I've never fit in. I've never felt comfortable. And even though like I'm charismatic as bro, people like me for no reason, but you have to get through the initial impression that I can give just people is not great. Is just because people don't like people who they think are ugly. People are not open to people who they think are ugly. I was already, like, you have to have a conversation with me in order to like me. But if you can just see me, you're fat, black, ugly, all of these things. And like, here's the thing, I'm fly as and my husband love me down, bro. Like I'm actually really, really dope, but it's the way the world works. It's the way the world sees beauty. The standard of beauty, none of us can hit it. You know what I mean? Like the universal standard of beauty, I'm the antithesis of. And so that's the world I live in. And even now, sometimes, like, it's so weird how, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, your skin, you're so amazing. That's because you think I'm worth something because I'm an actor, because you know what I do for a living. Because you know what I do for a living, you think that.
You know, that's interesting because I'll share this because, you know, I had an insecurity and, you know, when it came to dating, because I wasn't like, you know, a hot shot and nothing like that in high
No
school.
tall
Whatever.
ass?
Yeah. Appreciate it. But, you know, it wasn't until I started playing sports. And so I can relate to that idea that, wait, you're conflicted. Wait, are you really saying that because I'm because I'm famous and, you know, Oscar nominated, you know, movie, or are you really saying that because you see me? And I guess the question really is like, what is it that you really feel about yourself? As I sit in front of a beautiful woman, I ask you, what do you see? What do you recognize about yourself?
I am so dope. Y'all are having a good time, right?
Oh man, a hell of a time.
So like,
box.
but like, it's weird. Somebody's gonna be like, she says she's dope too much. She's a narcissist. But like, the thing is, I have some self-awareness. I am dope. I'm a good time. And not only that, I'm a safe person.
No.
I'm safe. I love that people feel safe with me. I am comfortable. I actually have a lot of value that has nothing to do with the way I look. And the way I look is gorgeous, my nigga. Don't get it.
Don't get it twisted.
This dark skin, I can wear any color I want.
That's another 154 conversation in the books. We are bridging culture back to its roots.
From Africa to the world, we're telling stories our way.
So make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share your voice in the comments. This is 154.